Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now. We're going to jump into the latest Philadelphia Eagles news and rumors here on a Tuesday. More specifically, a week until training camp. We're going to go ahead and jump into what the Eagles should do pre-training camp. 5 top moves they could go ahead and make that could improve the roster, adjust the roster. You'll see that coming up here in just a couple of seconds. First, though, we still have a problem where a lot of you guys who watch these videos are not subscribers. And if you guys watch the videos, you obviously enjoy them, unless you only watch them once. But obviously, a lot of you guys watch these videos multiple times or multiple videos a week. So if you guys like the channel, go down below and subscribe. Help us get that subscriber count higher. And those people who watch our videos, we want them to be subscribers as well. So hit that red button down below. All right, so as I mentioned at the top of this video, 5 pre-camp moves to make. Now, these are not just external moves. It's not just bringing in people or trying to trade for people. It's internal moves as well, as we will see. The first, though, let's just jump right into it, is an internal move to get somebody out of there. So I guess it's an external move. I don't know. You guys figure it out. Trade Andre Dillard. Now, there is a case to make where you don't trade Andre Dillard until during training camp when someone has a left tackle issue, like an injury, or they don't like who their left tackle is, right? You think about teams like Pittsburgh might need a left tackle. Think of teams like the Panthers. Could you go to use a left tackle? A lot of teams could obviously use a left tackle, and so trading Andre Dillard makes a ton of sense. Now, will it happen, again, pre-training camp? I don't know, but maybe this is more of a video titled moves to make between now and the start of the first preseason game, right? I don't know. Either way, trading Andre Dillard has been something that I think is needed on this offensive line. This offensive line is going to be great. And I love the depth that Andre Dillard has, but you can't just keep, starters at backup spots throughout their entire career. He needs to be free. He needs to let go. Let him go to a different football team, save some money, obviously, and also get some good draft picks in return. You can probably get a third-round draft pick for Andre Dillard, if not better, because he's proven to be a starter caliber, albeit in a limited number of starts at left tackle, but a starter nonetheless with a very high ceiling in the National Football League. Mailata anchored at left tackle very clearly makes this deal able to happen. It's something that obviously the Eagles will be able to do. Yes, you can worry about injuries, but you can't just worry that everyone's going to get injured. Therefore, you got to have a starter quality backup behind them. Just don't know how it works in the National Football League. So I would definitely trade Dillard, whether it's between now and the start of training camp or now and the start of the first preseason game. I don't know, but I think that he is probably the most tradable piece on the entire Eagles roster as it stands today. All right, add rate, pin comment down below. Will the Eagles make a trade before training camp? Think they will. Type T down below for trade, or type P down below for pass. All right, the next move, it comes courtesy of a lot of people, because this has been linked to Philadelphia for the past 2 months. And I've said many times they probably won't trade for Jessie Bates, but I'll include him in my list here because at least the rumors have been churning a little bit harder as you get closer to training camp. CBS Sports just put out a brand new article saying, the Eagles should be the #1 destination for Jessie Bates. Not saying the Eagles are the #1 destination, but they should be the #1 destination. And so that basically comes down to really how confident are you in the current safeties that the Eagles have. Now, I said before, I feel fine with these guys. I feel good about Epps. I feel good about Anthony Harris. I'm okay with Jaquiski Tartt. Like, they obviously have some, pieces in place to make up for the lack of an actual superstar in the backside of this secondary, right? You have 2 good cornerbacks. You can argue 3 with Avonte Maddox. The secondary, or the safety spot, is the weak part of this roster. I said before, that's fine. Can't have Pro Bowlers at every single position, as nice as it would be. I'm all for trading for Bates. I don't want to get that mixed up. I would be happy if they traded for him today. I think Philadelphia does make sense for Jessie Bates for all the reasons that the national media pundits, including CBS Sports, have pointed out. But I'm, again, fine with just going with Jaquiski Tartt as the veteran on this safety group, or, letting Kayvon Wallace get in there and compete, or Marcus Epps competing. Like, I think open competition is going to be good. The cream will rise to the crop, and the best safeties will go ahead and start. Again, I'm all for trading for Jessie Bates. I include him on this list, more so because the national media wants this to happen versus I want it to happen, but it's definitely a pre-camp move that would make Philadelphia better, so we include it on our list here. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, make sure you guys turn on notifications, especially now, because I'm telling you, between now and the start of camp and post-camp, we're a week away from camp. It's crazy. This time next week, we will have the Eagles reporting to training camp. So, for all the latest notifications, good and bad, in terms of injury news, hopefully not, in terms of play in the field, hopefully good versus bad, whatever, go down below and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Click all notifications so you guys get every single video we drop here on the channel. Okay, next move is an internal move. It's not a trade per se, hence why we're talking about moves they can make, whether they, trade or not, doesn't matter. Let's figure out the guard spots. And now maybe you don't figure this out today. Maybe it does take into a little bit of training camp, but this offensive line is absolutely stacked, and the drafting of Cam Jurgens has made the guard spots very interesting, right? Dickerson will be one of the guards. That's obvious. But does Seumalo become one of the guards? I don't know. And we forget how good Isaac Seumalo has been in the past. He comes off of an extensive injury, and so how healthy is he going to be? Should be 100%. but they're trying to get back from an injury is always tough in the NFL. And then, of course, you have Cam Jurgens lurking, who many people from rookie minicamp to OTAs have been impressed by what they've seen, with no pads on, but still impressed by what they have seen. So that's the next step. I think one of the big things you got to figure out during training camp is who starts at the 2 guard spots, and if Seumalo is not one of them, then you could trade him as well, and trade 2 offensive linemen to teams that could use guards, and make them way better than their current roster, and get Philadelphia some draft picks in return. It's a win-win for both sides. What do you guys think? Will Cam Jurgens start week 1 in the National Football League? Think he will? Type Y down below for yes. Think he will not? Go ahead and type N down below for no. I don't know the answer to that question, honestly. I mean, we're going to wait and see during camp, but I have no idea if he's going to start. I think he should, but that's going to be based on his actual playing ability. Okay, next move, again, an internal one. Let's give Reagor one last shot. Now, you've heard me say this many, many times. I still believe in Jalen Reagor. Now, there's a big asterisk, big star behind the word believe in that sentence, right? I'm not saying, oh, he's going to be, great this year. He's going to have 8 touchdowns and be, one of the best receivers on the team. No, but I believe that he's not a total bust. I see a way more talented player than J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was. I think this is a guy that, if he can figure things out, and thrive in this offense, we'll eventually look back and say, oh, he was a decent draft pick. Not Justin Jefferson. I always say that. He'll never be Justin Jefferson, but maybe not a total bust. And so this is his last chance. It's his last year. If he stinks this year, he's gone. That's obvious. A rock could figure that thing out. It's not that hard. But I think that with this wide receiver group, you got to give Reagor every opportunity to be your number 3 wide receiver, to be your slot guy. He thrives there, across the middle, run after catch. That's what he did well at TCU. And so you give him a chance. And if he runs with it and he plays great, fantastic. If he doesn't, at least you gave it one last try. Don't just instantly assume, oh, we got to play Quez Watkins, oh, we got to play Zach Pascal because Reagor's a bust, right? They all get their own equal fair share, but let's both focus on getting Reagor up to speed or whatever it is, mentally, physically, I don't know, but give him one last shot because I'm telling you, if he could actually produce at the level we thought he might when drafted alongside Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, you have a 3-headed monster in the passing attack that is going to be near impossible to stop against most secondaries in the National Football League. All right, you guys want a shout-out in tomorrow's video? I know you do. You always want shout-outs. I got you guys. Type training camp down below right now to possibly get a shout-out in tomorrow's video. So just type training camp, and we'll pick someone at random. It's a random selection. So the more you type, the more your name is going to pop up. Producers might grab it. So a little hint there. You want to shout-out type training camp because we are a week away down below right now. Okay, final move is another trade. I think you can trade Gardner Minshew. Now, they definitely won't trade Minshew before training camp. I mean, it's just, you need bodies. You need a second-string quarterback, a third-string quarterback, a fourth-string quarterback. Like, they bring in more quarterbacks than they'll actually keep. And so, even though I put this as a pre-camp move, there's not a guarantee it will happen. I actually highly doubt it would. But during training camp, if a team has a quarterback issue or a team is not confident in their quarterbacks, Cleveland Browns, because Jacoby Brissett going to start, I think Minshew would make a ton of sense. And so this is a move that I have been talking about pre-draft and then a little post-draft that hasn't happened. And maybe they love Minshew, and Minshew's fine being a backup, but Carson Strong lurks, and Carson Strong is looming, and so you really need Minshew. Like, do you really need him? Because the hope is that Hurts is going to be healthy, and Carson Strong was given a lot of guaranteed money as a UDFA to possibly be the backup quarterback of the future. So you just don't need Minshew, and that's kind of the big focus that I wanted to have. Not saying that they're going to trade him tomorrow, right? Andre Dillard way more likely to be traded, than actually Gardner Minshew is. But I think that once you get through the first couple weeks of training camp, Jalen Hurts looks good, check. Carson Strong looks good, check. And with Minshew, it's like, okay, well, what would the Browns give you? Would you take a 4th-round draft pick for Gardner Minshew? I would, 100%. I think Cleveland needs to. Cleveland's got to make a move. And if they want Jimmy Garoppolo, I guess that makes sense, more of a starter. But Minshew has proven to be a solid quarterback when he has decent weapons around him. And you put in the weapons that you have in Cleveland around him, it could be pretty darn good. So there you go. Okay, trading Dillard, trading for Jessie Bates, figure out the guard spots, give Reagor one last shot, and finally trade Gardner Minshew. Now, will all these things happen, right? Will all 5 of my predictions come true? No. Odds are none of them do. I mean, honestly, I think Philadelphia is pretty confident where they're at. And to start a training camp, you have tons of roster people on roster spots, and so there's no need to get rid of people just yet. But as training camp progresses, will one of these 5 things happen? You bet your bottom dollar, especially the internal roster stuff as well. And I think Dillard most likely will be traded during training camp. It would not surprise me at all. So there you go. We're going to get a lot more training camp videos, obviously, later on this week, especially next week. I'm telling you, as a host covering the National Football League, we live for training camp to start because from like end of June to end of July, the month period, not much goes on. And we still have fun here on the channel. That's the whole point of me being on this channel, is to get you guys entertainment and to get you guys all the news. But when the training camp stuff starts, a whole different level. All the actual stories are coming in, the actual reporting, and so we're going to get you guys covered. So that's my pitch to be a subscriber. Go down below, hit that red subscribe button, because our promise to you is great camp coverage that you will not find any better anywhere else. That's my personal guarantee. At least I feel like it's going to be good. Okay, for Philadelphia Eagles now, I am Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.